What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Texas Haunted Channel. If you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. So today we're going to be header wrapping race headers for the supercharged setup and heat reflective tape on the intake pipe. If you didn't see from my birthday live stream, I got the air bypass filter right here, so if the one that is in the bumper gets wet for any reason, it'll start sucking from this one. So yeah, basically the intake pipe will come off, we'll gold reflective tape that, and header wrap the headers. So let me go show you the headers real quick. And if you also didn't see on the other channel, I ended up painting the walls with the help of my wife and painting the floor using Rust-Oleum's floor epoxy. It came out really good. But here is the headers. It's just a cheap 4:2:1, the eBay header, like 40 bucks. I'll put a link in the description, but most people know exactly what these are. And I'll also put a link in the description for the gold reflective tape and the heat wrap that I'll be using. I'll be using the titanium heat wrap. There's not a lot here, so I think we'll be able to get just the top part done, but I'd like to get the downpipe done as well, even though this is under the car, so this will be cooled down, so it should be fine with it out without it being header wrapped, but this part definitely needs wrapped to keep engine bay temps down. I just painted them black with grill paint, which we have right here, Rust-Oleum high heat grill paint. Works pretty good. I like to paint them before doing the wrap. That way, if water ever gets in between the wrap and the metal, it won't rust. This is just like an extra protective layer. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the camera set up. We'll basically start wrapping all these, and I'll time elapse it so it's more enjoyable for you guys to. Alright, so there they are. I was only able to get the top header part, but that's the part that was more important because the rest of it's kind of lower to the ground. Airflow passing by it will cool it down quicker. But the top part definitely radiates heat and it's all covered. So I'm going to take the one off the car and then we will put this one in its place. I will be using a block off plug right here because I used this one for my wideband. It's a little more accurate, because this is just one runner, so it's only gathering like one and maybe half of another runner's air fuel ratios. This one down here gathers all four that collect into one, so that's why I used that one and block this one off, a little block off plug. But I'm gonna go ahead and get the other ones off, and then we will put these ones on and go from there. Yeah, real quick, I forgot. These are metal zip ties. I know you've seen me use plastic ones. That was just to hold it in place. I did not keep the plastic ones on there. I just wanted to clear that up just in case anyone was wondering. All right, so now I'm gonna go swap them out. Alright, so this is the race header that we just wrapped, and this is the header I got from a subscriber. The top half is a race header from eBay, but the bottom half is the stock. So this one will definitely flow better than the factory bottom piece here. So I just wanted to point that out real quick and let you guys know that it's definitely going to flow a bit better. Also, these dang June bugs keep flying in here. They're so annoying. I had like 10 of them fly in. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in the car. Then we'll pull the intake pipe off and gold reflective tape it. Alright, so I got the intake off. What I like to do with the gold reflective tape is the side that's going to show is most important. So you want to try to have as many imperfections as possible to begin with, but if you do have them, make sure they're on the back side. So this will sit like this in my car, so I want no imperfections showing the forward side. I want to try to get it as perfect as possible, but sometimes it can't happen. But this tape is the perfect length, or width-wise, sorry. So we'll just go around. Once we get around to the other side, we'll basically use a razor blade, chop it, and we'll just keep doing that until the whole thing is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. Alright, so there it is. The curves are the hardest part. As you can see, we get a lot of wrinkles in the curves, and on the straight parts it looks perfectly fine. But I tried to keep all the imperfections at the back. Unfortunately, you can't get it absolutely perfect unless you know some method that I don't. But this seems to work pretty fine. It looks good and it'll serve its purpose. So I'm going to go ahead and get this installed back in the car, and then we'll see how it looks afterwards. So there it is. We got the header wrapped header on. Looks really good. We need to put a belt and charge the AC. I might gold reflective tape these two just to deflect more heat. Got the gold reflective tape on the intake pipe with the bypass filter here, and the other filter right through this hole. That's the filter right there. So it'll get direct airflow and breathe true cold air or cooler air from outside the engine bay. So less heat, heat soaking, so it should work pretty well. But Jackson Racing Supercharger is still working great, 8.5 pounds. I had to replace the bearings in both these idlers. I didn't do a video of that, but basically just knocked the old bearings out, put the new ones in, and that was it. So it's running good, it's looking good, and I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I'm going to have to do the second coat of Raptor liner over the whole thing and do the door jambs. Under the hood still isn't sprayed. This is just Rust-Oleum spray can. And the outside will get one more coat. Mold the wing in and paint it orange as well. Mold the whole thing. It'll look really good. And then I'll pretty much be done for right now on this car, the daily. Yes, this is daily driven, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's turning out great. The garage looks great. Have plenty of lighting now. So next thing on the list is to get another car so that way I can sand it, paint it, give it a good tune up and flip it and make some profit. Once I get some money from doing that, then I can build a race car shell. These two here, I've decided to go a different route on. I don't know how many of you already know this, but the hatch, or the EK hatch as people call them, even though it's an EJ6 hatch, that one has core support that is brand new, but the car has too much frame damage. So it's just too big of a thing for me to do. I'm not a pro welder, and I just don't trust myself with that. And I don't have the money to pay someone to do that. And this car here, it just has a dent, but it needs an engine, transmission. It already has the wiring harness and ECU. So I'm probably selling both of these for like $300 or $400. Kind of hard to see right now. Titles to both. Whoever gets the one gets the other as the parts car. So 2 cars, $300 or $400, and I'll be happy. Get these out, get another car in that's a quick flip, and then go from there. But so far, it's looking awesome. Garage is looking pretty sweet. We did end up having leftover gold reflective tape, so I'll definitely leave a link in the description for that. You might want to get a little bit more, because this was only 35 feet. I would say 50 feet would be more than enough to do the entire downpipe as well. But I was only focused on the header part anyways. The downpipe's not a big issue. I got the block off plate in there on the header, as you can see right here. And then the wideband is hooked up in the rear. Keep stepping on these June bugs. They're disgusting. But yeah, so I'm gonna start it up, hear what it sounds like, do a couple little revs for you, and then we'll call this video good. So let me get it started. As you could hear, sounds really good, really healthy. It revs up super fast, especially with that supercharger, the 8-pound flywheel, stage 4 clutch. You can really hear that intake breathing and that supercharger screaming through the intake system. So, sounds good. When you do the header wrap, there will be a lot of smoke at first. That's the header wrap sealing. It's basically the oils from your skin and so on and so forth. So be in a well-ventilated area, definitely not in a garage with the doors closed or anything. And start it up, let it get really warm, go take it around the block, come back, let it sit. And when you start it up again, it should be good to go. Just wanted to give you guys that tip, but I'm gonna go ahead and get cleaned up in here and get all these dead June bugs out of here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So as I like to say, God bless, stay safe, and stay awesome. And I'll see you in the next one.